What the hell is a beer phone? How do I work this thing? Welcome everybody to Beer Brackets. I'm famed actor Christopher Walken. Today Joe and Alessandro are going to review a strong S dark beer. I'm sure they're going to make a ton of new beer memories together too. They say beer memories are the best kind of memories. I had a tremens once in Mumbai with For Strangers, and next thing I knew I was being pulled by a rickshaw and my underwear singing Baby Got Back. They told me this Nocturnum is even stronger. This should be a good one, so enjoy. I'm gonna hang up the beer phone now.
Thanks for joining us back in the pub, everybody. A dark beer. A dark, roasty beer. A strong, dark beer. A beer that has some mystical qualities, if you will. We just reviewed the Delirium Tremens. So excuse us if we look a little bit hallucinogenic at some points, but we're moving on now to the Nocturnum, the strong, dark Belgian beer. And it says on the back, one thing that's really interesting, it says triple fermentation on the bottle. I don't know if you noticed that.
That's very interesting, my friend. That's very, very interesting. No, I have not. I
Do you
just
know anything
mostly
about
like
triple fermentation? That term doesn't, I'm not able to parse that out in my mind.
the classic is the classic fermentation, and then one in the bottle, like the second, the secondary fermentation. But triple fermentation, I don't know. So if anybody knows, please let us know down below.
So if you saw our Delirium Tremens review, you would see the gluttony of beer legends to do with the Huyghe Brewery. We wanted to save some for the Nocturnum. So as you see in the title, there is something called the Order of the Pink Elephant, which is right up our alley.
It definitely is, man. Like, it definitely is. I mean, I can't think of anything that is more up our alley.
Can you grace us with this story, this beer legend of what is the Order of the Pink Elephant before we open this delicious beer?
It would be my pleasure, my friend. Well, let's start.
I'm going to sit back. I'm going to relax. I'm going to enjoy this one.
Perfect. Well, let's start with a little preface here and say, like, what is the Order of the Elephant? That is actually an order that exists in the Danish monarchy, and it's attributed to it's the highest level of honor that you can possibly get. It exists since the 15th century, still being given today. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Order of the Pink Elephant, which is a completely different thing. There's not much of information out there, but all we know is that it's a beer secret. Yes. It was founded by some of the owners of the Huyghe Brewery to promote brews made in the town where the brewery is. But here's some juicy facts about this order, my friend. Here's some juicy facts.
I love juicy beer facts.
Yes, exactly. While I couldn't find like a lot of information about like the order itself, I found some information about some of the members, some very known members in the beer world, and that's
a very exclusive beer list.
Right. And one of the most famous members of this order. This
is it Nicolas Cage?
Order. No, unfortunately not. But maybe he could be. Maybe he could be. There's not information about it, but he could be. He could be. For
just
what we
killed
know.
My dreams.
It's actually the beer hunter Michael Jackson, my friend.
Right.
So he apparently got knighted into the order, and I have a juicy fact here for you about his experience because he documented it and wrote about it when he got knighted.
Okay, wait. Before we move on to this quote, you get knighted into the Order of the Pink Elephant?
That's
so you become a beer knight? Okay, wait. Stop. I didn't know this. You are telling me that there are beer knights.
Yes, there are, my friend. There are. And it's not only, I can tell you this, it's not only... I don't even know.
I don't know what to say.
There are.
I want to be a beer knight.
Yeah, exactly, right? Isn't that the best title you can possibly think of? Are you?
Yeah, then you just go off to beer war. You don't have to fight in actual wars.
We know all about that with the monks and the monasteries.
But this would be a more peaceful. This is in modern times. It would be a much more peaceful beer war, sitting around a table and possibly just discussing, having arguments.
Exactly, my friend. But that's exactly what the spirit of, from my understanding of the Order of the Pink Elephant is, to promote beers around the world and let other people know about the beers. So, like, listen to this experience that famous Mr. Michael Jackson had, like when he was knighted into this order. So, and I'm quoting here: "I was beckoned to the sternest of the robed men, asked to drink the beer down in one, and to pledge my support to it above all others."
Wait. So that's just a fancy way of making him saying they made him chug a Tremens to join the order. That's what he had to do to become a knight.
Exactly, my friend. That's the best part, and it doesn't stop there. It continues.
Okay.
So he was trying to make the reader understand, like, what the context is. Delirium Tremens is a sipping beer, and I am a taster, not a chugger. So I made a poor job of that.
Chugging a Tremens. But if that's all you got to do to be knighted, is a beer knight?
That seems to be.
Okay, is there anything else we know about these beer knights?
Well, he continues and he says, "Nor could I pledge to promote one beer above all others." My turn to mumble. "I was nonetheless knighted with a mashing fork, and a ribbon bearing a medallion decorated with a pink elephant was placed round my neck. I have been a member of the Order of the Pink Elephant for some years now, and apparently not disgraced myself." Like, that's all he had to say about the Order of the Pink Elephant. That's pretty special to me.
I have so many questions. I don't think that any of them can be answered, but I think that's the point.
Let's hear
my
friend.
I wonder, is this just a group of beer explorers getting together in a beer dungeon in Belgium and drinking Tremens every week? I wonder if anybody knows anything about the Order of the Pink Elephant. Let us know down below. I think it's better to leave it vague. Vagaries in the beer world just create more legend, which is a fantastic thing. Buddy, we've been sitting in front of this beer that I've never tried. Have you ever tried the Nocturnum?
No, my friend, I have not.
Dude, this is an unbelievable moment, okay? We have this amazing variation of the Tremens right here in front of us, the Nocturnum. We love dark beers. We've never tried it, and we're about to imbibe in this wonderful beer. Let's crack this open and let's do this.
Let's do it.
I'm so excited about this.
Oh. Woo! Oh. It exploded!
Yours exploded?
It exploded. It had to happen at a certain point, my friend.
Perfect. It's christened your beer desk. First time.
It has. It really has.
I would like to welcome your beer desk, along with my beer desk, to the Order of the Pink Beer Desks. It has now been christened, my friend.
Woo.
It has chugged a delirium, so to speak.
Let me pour some of it.
Dude, just smell that. Oh my God. I have never smelled a beer like this before.
This smells so amazing, my friend.
This is a special experience, buddy. Aroma cheers.
Aroma cheers to you, my friend.
I'm so happy that I'm getting to taste this and experience this beer with you, buddy. This is fantastic. I love this.
Likewise,
this is
my
what
friend.
Beer Brackets is all about, these kinds of moments. What do you think about this aroma?
Wow. So there's... What can I say?
Wow.
Dark, deep, roasted character, surrounded by almost like a very slight edge of chocolatey, coffee-like, very contained and polished. It's so well done.
Yeah.
With a beautiful hop presence that is very subtle. Like, it's so well done. 3 on 3, my friend. I can't wait to get in the glass here. What do you think?
For me, there's one characteristic that you didn't mention, and I'm shocked that you didn't mention it.
Okay.
It's all I'm getting. You know those little, again, I say caramel, you say caramel.
Uh-huh.
You know those little square caramel candies that are wrapped in clear plastic that you get around Halloween time?
I know exactly.
You ever seen those? They're like little chews,
Mm-hmm.
little caramel chews. They're soft.
Yes.
I am getting that, like how those taste, that aroma, sweet, pungent, caramel toffee, almost like butterscotch.
Yeah, I can see what you mean, like with the toffee, like, yes.
Everything you mentioned too. You smell the hop, smell the chocolate in there. It's one of the most complex beer aromas I've ever smelled. This is possibly the strongest 3-on-3 I've ever given for an aroma, my friend.
Ooh,
This is
that's saying something, my friend.
wonderful. I cannot wait to take a sip of this beer, buddy. What a start. Let's
Cheers,
see
my
how this
friend.
tastes. Okay. Wow.
Wow. Right?
Okay. Normally when we have reactions like this, it's we're approaching possible amber perfect beer alert. I'm not sounding it yet, but I want to see what you think about the taste.
I think that now this is the second beer we've had from them like together. I stick to what I said before. Like this is a journey. Like it starts in one place and it just takes you somewhere
Yeah.
else. It starts very subtle, and that's what I like about it. Classic like roasted characteristics, a little bit of that like coffee and chocolate. Toffee is a good descriptor. Caramel, like I like that a lot. What's impressive is the way it transitioned into this like very unique and complex taste. Like it has like almost like a licorice note. It
Right, it does, yeah.
it goes into this like more deep and dark place, and that nocturnum like there, like the nightly like dark. It's perfectly fitting. 3-on-3, my friend, like it's amazing, absolutely amazing. What do you think?
I mean, everything you said, I think what you get on the aroma is what you get on the taste with this one. It's just unbelievably subtle. Then it evolves, like you said. And that is a hallmark of an incredibly masterfully done beer.
Mm-hmm.
The first 2-3 seconds as you're swallowing, it evolves in those 3 seconds so much. I mean, caramel, chocolate, coffee, just the hops are in there too. It's just, I'm blown away by this. It's all very light. It's all very balanced. Nothing stands out too much and takes over. It's a 3-on-3 taste for me too, buddy. Now, mouthfeel. Tradition, we got to do a little
Tradition.
refresher.
Oh, yeah.
You have anything left after your bottle exploded?
I do. I kept, somehow I managed to keep some in it. Not much, but a little bit.
I think I'm going to have to go back and get another 4-pack of this at
Right?
at my beer store before it disappears off the shelves or something. Keep in my beer cellar. This is fantastic.
Cheers to you, my friend.
Wow.
It's such a pleasure to taste this together for the first time in the pub. What better occasion? What better occasion?
Such a pleasure, buddy. Such a pleasure.
I mean, mouthfeel, honestly, once again, like they beginning to end, like perfectly done. Like it has like this carbonation crisp, cleanses your palate. You have the little bit of roastiness that you expect from a darker beer without being cloying. There's absolutely no, I mean, it's 8.5%. There's no alcohol presence whatsoever. And I mean, a little bit, but you wouldn't think it's that high.
Yeah.
I mean, I really trying to look. Is there anything that I don't like? No, there's not. 3-on-3, my friend. 3-on-3. 3-on-3. There's
It's once you give your mouthfeel score, we're halfway through the
Yeah.
review. So far, we have a perfect beer. It's a sharp carbonation, but it's also a really pillowy, soft carbonation at the same time. Coats your mouth, but it's gone right away. Cleanses your palate. It's refreshing, which for a heavy beer like this, it's surprising that it would be this refreshing on the palate. It's a 3-on-3 mouthfeel, buddy. It's masterfully done. Okay. But the finish category now, this is intense. I'm starting to sweat a little bit here. I'm starting to feel this.
Yeah.
And it might just be the high alcohol beer sweats a little bit. The tremens, the delirium sweats.
it could be.
But that amber beer alert has already gone off, my friend. We're approaching perfect beer territory here. So tread very, very carefully, buddy,
Very lightly. You're
for
right.
the finish.
You're right.
What do you think?
Let me take another reading here.
Wow.
Wow. So I think this is the first time, and it might be because this is year 4 for us. So we have some previous experience, right? Like so,
Right.
I think it's the first time where I am approaching this category where I almost have to look for something to be wrong, which I don't think I've done so far, because normally I'm always like, I know there is something, but here's like I'm really narrowing it down and saying, okay, is there something that does not appeal to me? And
Yeah.
let's start from the description. The description is like, it starts beautifully again, like it takes you on this journey, and it starts from this roasted dark character that goes down this road and shows like some of those aromas and tastes that just take you down this path. What the finish is doing, in my opinion, is tying in all those knots and saying, here's a little bit of that roasted character, here's a little bit of that hops that you smelled, and then it just takes you down this path, and it's all there, but in the distance, like saying bye and saying like, go back to the glass, which I love that. There's nothing that I can find here that is out of place. So I gotta stay with the 3-on-3, my friend. I gotta stay with the 3-on-3. What do you think? Is there anything that you don't like in this finish? Let's ask that question.
My God, the pressure. The pressure's on my shoulders.
The pressure is coming. It's the pink elephant. You feel it on your shoulder, don't you?
It's everything you described. I think the one thing that really stands out to me on the finish is that flavor that I was talking about that sticks around a little bit. And so when you're talking about finishes with a beer like this, I got to say, okay, the whole thing's poured out into the glass. I'm maybe about a third of the way through the beer at this point. In the first third, there was no doubt that this was a perfect beer. All the way through, and I was thinking about the categories. But looking at it now, strong beer like this, as you're drinking it, your palate fatigues a little bit, possibly, maybe as you go on. Something about the finish. It's still, at this point, a couple of minutes in, something that I think is flawless. And it is. It's still a 3-on-3 finish for me. I was tempted to say 2.5 because of the sweetness. From what I want to say is that caramel sticks around a little bit, and it's pretty sweet. But what I really like is that that's sort of like coffee, bitter, the roastiness from the malt or whatever it might be. It cancels out. It sees that sweetness. And it's like, no, stop.
Right.
And it gives it like a beer judo chop, and it stops it. Just the right time. It's masterfully done, buddy. Oh boy. This is, the last perfect beer we had was the Paul Anner Weiss beer. And before that, it had been well over a year since we had a perfect beer. Is there another beer joining the Perfect Beer Roundtable, my friend? It falls onto you now. As an overall beer experience on 3, what do you give it?
I feel all the weight of the pink elephant on my shoulders right now. Like it's staring at me, and it exploded here. Like there's a lot of pressure here. Well,
it's so perfect. Your desk joined the order of the pink elephant. It chugged a Tremens.
It did. Definitely did. And I'm kind of jealous. Like, I mean, I at this point, like, I kind of wanted to drink it, but I guess like it's a sacrifice that it had to be made to be part of the order of the pink elephant. Not that we are officially. I struggle with this one. This is a tough one. I mean,
it's a tough one, right? Does the Nocturnum deserve a seat at the Perfect Beer Roundtable? The coveted, legendary Perfect Beer Roundtable.
That's a good question, man. That's a good question. Once again, like, and I'm stressing this, like, I think this is the first time where I'm actually actively looking for flaws, like, right? Like there's
right.
Something, because it's the first time for both of us. So it's quite special. Man, yes, it deserves a 3-on-3. Like, this is amazing. This is so amazing. Come on. Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong here. There's nothing wrong here.
Oh my God. I think if you go back, this is such a special moment. If you go back and rewatch every episode where we review a perfect beer, there's a similar experience through each one, a similar thread. The reaction that we had drinking this beer and tasting it. It's the same thing here. I love that you said that, because I keep looking for flaws. I keep looking for something wrong with it. And especially with the finish, I was really thinking, like, I was almost determined to knock it down and not give it the perfect beer rating. I was like,
but then the judo
finish
chop
is where it's going to happen. The finish is where it's going to happen. And then once we got there, the beer was just like, no, I'm fighting back.
It's the judo chop.
Yep, the beer judo chop. Exactly. I can't deny it. It's a 3-on-3 overall beer experience, my friend.
Let me get the beer gong.
Perfect beer. Get the beer bell. Get the beer bell.
The beer
Get the beer
gong.
bell.
Here it is. Oh, no, wait, no.
Beer gong. I'm going to revel in this moment. Here we go.
You ready, my
This
friend?
doesn't happen often, people.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Again.
For joy.
Yes. What an episode. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We have a new beer on the Perfect Beer Roundtable. The Delirium Nocturnum. Let us know down below, what do you think of the Delirium Nocturnum? I'm just in shock here. I'm kind of like almost out of breath. Hopefully, if you can get your hands on this one, we definitely recommend it, obviously.
100%.
Let us know down below what you think, and whatever you do, click that beer bell.
Important. And no matter what you do, don't forget to close your beer brackets. That's very important.
Do not forget. And also what this means. The Delirium Nocturnum, my friend, is going to have to go head-to-head with Guinness Draft. And challenge it for the ultimate beer title.
It's going to have to.
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
But wait, that's going to be a very good one. That's going to be a very good one. But wait, my friend, we almost forgot. We promised our viewers about explaining about the glass.
You're right. Oh, this is a little Easter egg at the end of the episode. Yeah, go. Tell me.
Right.
Explain the
So,
Delirium
and I
glass.
don't know if this is 100% like accurate, but I've been studying that glass.
Even better.
I've been studying
better.
that glass. And that might be something for, if somebody's thinking about like a present to give like to a beer friend, that might be something to think about. But the delirium glass, like the stem of the glass, like is a little bit twisted. It's a little crooked, it looks like.
Like a beer hallucination.
Right? But I think I figured out what it is. And if somebody owns that glass, they can confirm possibly. I think I know the correct term, but the nose of the elephant, is that the trunk of the elephant?
Oh.
I think that's what that is. And please.
That's a good point.
I think that's what that is. I'm not 100% sure because I don't own the glass. But if somebody knows, please write it down below.
Let us know down below. I think you just created a new beer legend, my friend.
Right?
Fantastic. What an episode. Hope everybody enjoyed that as much as we did. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm speechless.
Right. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers,
we look forward to seeing you back in the pub next time.
Cheers.
How old is this piece of crap beer phone? It takes batteries. Who uses batteries? Anyways, it doesn't make sense. There's no such thing as perfect. How can a beer be perfect? Whatever. Thanks for watching Beer Brackets, everyone. Those were some great beer memories. Whatever you do, don't forget to close your beer brackets. Open with a tremens. Maybe close with a nocturnum. Something is supposed to happen if you leave your brackets open. Please don't call this beer phone anymore.